Sleep. It seems like whenever I'm reading an article about how to be a better me or be healthier, they're always talking about the importance of sleep. You need more of it, it needs to be better, etc., etc. But honestly, I'm really clueless when it comes to sleep. I mean, does it really matter the pillow I use or what kind of bed I have? I mean, can I practice being a better sleeper? Honestly, that sounds really great. The internet is such an overwhelming rabbit hole. I just really wish I knew a sleep expert. Oh, hello.
Hi, I'm Sarah Moe, and I'm a sleep expert.
I'm not totally sure, but I think that sounds like my dream job. I'm assuming you just get to sleep all day.
Unfortunately, it's the opposite. I spent years staying up all night, diagnosing sleep disorders and helping treat patients.
All right, so just tell me the truth. Is sleep really as important as everyone says it is?
Absolutely. And it's only becoming more popular recently because we now have the technology. It's something that started in the last 30 years that we're really studying, and it's because we finally realized that our sleep does impact every aspect of our lives. Our health, our motivation, productivity. It really is kind of the basis for all of that.
And why don't we know, why don't I know more about sleep? Why am I not, I put so much thought and time into my fitness or what I eat, but with sleep, I'm I'm going to bed.
It's not your fault. Sadly, we don't receive sleep education at a young age the way we do receive education as far as the other two pillars of health, which are diet and exercise. But the third pillar of health is sleep.
Another thing I've been thinking about is you hear people say a lot you need 8 hours, and then you hear people say, I only need 6 hours. They know, that's their number. Do different people need different amounts?
Yes. There are short sleepers and long sleepers. There are some people who will function well on 6 hours, and there are some who need about 10 to feel rested, but the vast majority of us need 8 hours of sleep to feel rested. The problem is that people have adapted to about 6.5 hours, and most people say, oh, I can get by, or I'm just fine on that amount of time, and that's true, but you're not gonna be as good as you could be if you got 8 hours.
And I just think, because so many things are connected with everything we do in life, so how does sleep affect maybe your overall mental health?
It has a huge role in our ability to feel mentally well, or even just happiness. When you think about the nights that you've slept poorly and then you suffer through your day the next day, and then transversely the nights that you sleep amazing and you wake up and you're like, today's the day I'm going to do all of the things because you feel so great. We do have the ability to feel that way every day. It's just negative influencers that we now have to contend with that will impact the quantity and quality of our sleep, preventing us from feeling good.
So if someone came to you, it might be me, and said, I want to be a better sleeper, what would be their first step?
The first step would be to have a conversation about what's called sleep hygiene, and that's basically habits that you do throughout the day that will impact your sleep at night. It's a good analogy to kind of think about your sleep as an airplane. Most people run around throughout the day and do all of these things without having an idea of how it's going to impact their sleep, and then they get home, you have dinner, feed the family, maybe watch Game of Thrones and have some wine, and then get in bed and think, boom, I'm gonna go to sleep now. But it doesn't work that way. It's more
like a fun night, though.
it happens, and it should. You shouldn't sacrifice sleep in order to only have that be the most important thing. It has to be a balance. But if you do consider your sleep more like landing an airplane, and there are certain things that you should do slowly prior to bedtime, that will be helpful for initiating sleep.
That's a good analogy. I like that. So what exactly does sleep hygiene involve?
For the majority of us, there are about 3 or 4 negative influencers throughout our day that impact our sleep. And the number one negative influencer in our society right now is blue light. Unfortunately, we are
talking about this? It's just weird. It's attached to me all the time. Is that not healthy?
It's not healthy. It's so bad. And it's just sad because, again, thanks to our lack of education, we don't know how it works. But it is important to know that it does impact your sleep. You are not special. If you are exposing yourself to blue light throughout the day, and especially prior to bedtime, it's going to interrupt your sleep.
Well, Sarah, I feel like I learned a lot. There's a lot of things you pointed out that I do that are not maybe great for my sleep. So I'm gonna work on my sleep hygiene. Appreciate your time. I don't feel so clueless. Maybe it's now I am kind of clueless, but I'm getting there. We'll see you at the next episode.